Okay, next. Somebody said, how do I be kind to somebody that I'm low-key jealous of? Is that fake of me? I do want to be a kind person. I would say that this is a multi-step process, right? This is definitely tough and can feel awkward because it's like deep down you have these visceral feelings about this person that are somewhat negative, right? Like I would say jealousy for the most part is kind of a negative emotion. But then to be like, wait, but I can't express that. Like I can't express my jealousy or sort of frustration. I need to be nice. It's awkward, it's clunky, it's weird, it's confusing. I would say that handling this is a multi-step process. Step 1, put your jealousy towards this girl into perspective. This girl might have some things that you wish you had, but I can almost guarantee, I actually can guarantee that there's shit in her life that you would not want because nobody's life is perfect. And that's why often jealousy is a waste of energy. Like, I'm not kidding. If you were to pluck out any celebrity that you are jealous of and their life looks perfect on the internet, and you were to actually understand their lives, there would be elements of it where you're like, ooh, I really wouldn't want that. Even people with the most idyllic lives, like celebrities, right? If even celebrities who have the most idyllic lives have elements of every single one of their lives that is not ideal, that is challenging, that is not enviable, then that definitely applies everywhere else. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, because celebrities are the people's lives that we admire the most. And it's on such a grand scale. And even then it's irrational, I think, to an extent. I mean, listen, is it normal to be a little envious of people sometimes? Of course. Like, I'm envious of people, but not to the point where I'm experiencing overwhelming jealousy. I think overwhelming jealousy that takes over the mind is rooted in a level of delusion. Like, I think it's actually delusional. It's putting people on a pedestal and imagining their life to be something that is so perfect that it's unrealistic. It a lot of times jealousy is not rooted in the reality of what someone's life actually is. You don't know what goes on behind the scenes. You don't know what type of psychological issues this girl has. You don't know what type of issues she has with her family. You don't know what type of mental health struggles she's dealing with. I think I just said that. Did I say that already? Whatever. But you don't know like what her friendships really are like. You don't know what her romantic relationships really are like. You have no idea. There's so much you don't know. And so you're assuming a lot of stuff and you're assuming inaccurately perfect. No one's life is perfect. Like, there are so many wonderful things about my life, like wonderful things that I'm so incredibly grateful for. And I'm knocking on wood because I'm really superstitious. And I'm trying not to be as superstitious, but that actually leads us to what about my life is not enviable, which is that my brain is a prison. I am so anxious. I have OCD. Like my brain is exhausting. And listen, a lot of people have that. You know what I mean? And there are so many things about my life that are so wonderful. But if there was someone who was jealous of me, who maybe they were jealous of, I don't know, maybe somebody is jealous of, like maybe I'm dating somebody and they're like, oh, I'm so jealous. Like she's dating that person. Well, maybe they don't have severe anxiety and OCD. You know what I'm saying? And panic attacks. The grass is always greener. Do you know what I'm saying? The grass is always greener. And listen, there are people who exist who have on paper technically maybe more ideal lives than us. That is a universal experience. There's always someone who has a better life than us. Like if we were to look for it, we can all find it. Even if you have a bazillion dollars and you're super hot and conventionally attractive and you have the best relationship and the best friends, you could still probably find somebody who has the life that you wish you had. It's like, if you want to find that, if you want to be jealous, you'll find it, you know? And so I think it's so important to put jealousy as a feeling into perspective and realize that a lot of times it's not rooted in reality. That's step one. Step two, I would say, is to reframe how you look at jealousy. Instead of it nagging at you, instead of it making you feel bad about yourself, instead, try to find inspiration in it. I've really actually gotten good at this. I mean, there are still moments when I get jealous of people. It definitely happens. I think, again, it's a universal experience. And every time I encounter someone and feel a little bit jealous, I have to work to like get myself out of that. You know what I mean? I have to like go through these steps that I'm describing right now, but use it as inspiration. If you're jealous of somebody's career, let that inspire you to work even harder in your career, to think outside the box with your career. If you're jealous of somebody's group of friends, let that inspire you to like find a group of friends, start participating in social hobbies, try to build a group of friends. If you're jealous of how somebody looks, maybe they have incredible style, let that inspire you to like up your game with your style, get better at doing your hair. You get the idea. Let it inspire you. Try to shift jealousy to admiration. And it's not easy to do. And it takes practice and it takes mindfulness and it takes like almost like rerouting your thought process. Like when you start to feel jealous, being like, wait a minute, let me turn this inward. How can I take elements of this person that's making me feel jealous and figure out a way to let it inspire me? And instead of thinking about them, how can I change my thought patterns to then think about myself and what I can do to make myself even better of a person? Because we're all works in progress and there's always more that we can do. So I try to reframe it like that. Like, how can I become confident about the thing that I'm jealous about in the other person? How can I become confident about that within myself? Because again, we underestimate how capable we are. We look at other people and we're like, oh, like they have all this stuff. I could never have all this stuff. Yeah, you probably can. Actually, now you probably can. Yeah, you can. Like we all have it in us to do amazing, magical, life-changing things. And if we look at others and feel jealous, then we keep ourselves where we are. Whereas if we look at other people and feel inspired, we can become like them. And so I think reframing how you view jealousy, accepting that it's normal, not beating yourself up for experiencing it, but reframing it, putting it into perspective, and then trying to actively shift it into inspiration instead, I think naturally helps jealousy it alleviates jealousy, I think. Then, if done successfully, you don't even need to fake be nice to this girl that you're jealous of. It doesn't need to feel fake. It doesn't need to feel awkward. You can just genuinely admire her and you can say that to her face. Say that you admire her. You don't need to be fake nice. You can be really nice. You can be real nice. You know what I'm saying? And that's a really wonderful, wonderful thing. And listen, if you did, steps 1 and 2 and you're still struggling with that feeling of jealousy, it hasn't quite alleviated yet, this stuff takes time to actively use your jealousy as inspiration and then to actually build confidence in the areas that you were feeling insecure about, thus feeling jealous about. That takes time, right? It's not going to happen overnight. So if you're like, wait, what do I do in the interim? Maybe you fake it. Be fake nice. It's always better to be fake nice than to let your negative feelings show through. You never want to do that. If you can avoid that, I think you should. So like being fake nice temporarily as sort of like a quick fix, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. As long as you're being nice and as long as you're being respectful, you'll never regret that. Sometimes you have to fake it till you make it in the interim. And then eventually you won't have to fake it anymore if you do the work. But faking it in the meantime, there's nothing wrong with it.